multiplying and dividing polynomials. So we're going to, anytime you have two polynomials multiplied together, we're going to distribute this term through here. And this is a monomial, single term, multiplied by a polynomial. Just 2x squared times 3x squared is going to be 6. So you multiply the number times the number, variable times the variable. So 6x to the fourth power. Okay. Minus, and then we have 2x squared times 4x is going to be minus 8x cubed. So we add our exponents, add the exponents, and then 2x squared times 5 is going to be plus 10x squared. So know that when we multiply our variables, it has the same base, we add our exponents. This is an exponent of 1. So that's how we get the x cubed. Okay. Moving on, we have a binomial times a binomial, and you should be pretty familiar with this where we FOIL, right? We just basically take the first term and distribute it through. So we have 3x squared minus 15x. And then we're going to take our second term and distribute that through to each term. So it's going to be minus x. And then negative 1 times negative 5 is a plus 5. And then we just got to simplify our terms together. So we have 3x squared. This becomes a negative 16x. And then plus 5. And then that is all simplified. Okay. Next up, then we're going to have a binomial times a binomial again, but this looks a little different. This is a 2x minus 3 squared. This means that this is 2x minus 3 multiplied by itself twice. Okay? This does not mean 4x squared minus 9. Do not do that. Okay? That is not what that means. The squared means we're going to multiply 2x minus 3 times 2x minus 3 again. Okay? Then we FOIL that. So we have our excuse me, I'm going to go backwards here. We've got our 2x times 2x and then 2x times negative 3. So we have 4x squared minus 6x. And then we have the second term we're going to distribute through here, negative 6x and then plus 9. Okay. And so we have 4x squared minus 12x plus 9. And what you'll notice is that this term here is just this term squared. Okay? And you'll notice that this term here is this term squared, negative 3 squared. This term right here, this one, is 2x times the negative 3 times 2, doubled. Okay? So we have negative 6 times 2 is negative 12. And so you can just follow that pattern every time you see those and just go, 4x squared, and then multiply these together and double them, negative 12x, and then we'll square this guy plus 9. Okay? Okay, so just remember that anytime you do this, right, a puppy dies. Okay? And so you'll remember that, right? So don't do that. This is not equal. Okay? So that's a really common mistake that so many people make all the time. Okay, so now how about multiplying many polynomials? So now we have a binomial and a trinomial. So we're going to take this first term again, and we're going to multiply it through every single term in this polynomial. So x times 2x squared is 2x cubed. Okay. X times negative 4x is negative 4x squared. And x times negative 8 is negative 8x. So we're all finished with that group. Then we're going to take this term and do the same thing, multiply it by every single term. Okay. So positive 6x squared. And then 6 times negative 4x is negative 12x. And then 3 times negative 8 is negative 24. From here, we just need to simplify everything. Okay, so we have our 2x cubed. We have our squared terms right here. So it's plus 2x squared. The hardest thing about this is making sure you don't lose any terms. So I like to draw lines into them, the common terms, and add them together. So this is going to be negative 20x. And then, of course, we have our last term here, negative 24. Okay, and that is all simplified. And that's how you multiply polynomial times a polynomial. All right. So now we have multiple polynomials here. We have a monomial and then two binomials multiplied together here. Notice that these two are exactly the same except for the signs right here. Okay, and so look what happens. So first of all, we're going to let this 4x just kind of hang out here. Okay, and then we're going to multiply this together. We're going to have 4x squared minus 10x, and then plus 10x minus 25. And look what happens here is these two end up canceling out. So whenever you have the positive and negative, what ends up happening is those middle first and last terms end up canceling out. So we end up with our just a 4x squared, first term squared, minus the last term squared. And that's it. It's called a difference of two squares. Okay. Then we just need to multiply these through the parentheses here. So we end up with our 16x cubed minus, then 4 times 25 is 100, 100x. And then there we are, all nice and simplified. Okay. And so that's just a little review of multiplying polynomials. You all have a worksheet in Google Classroom, and then I will see you all in class. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.